Hey, what's up, everybody? Justin Sardi, CEO and co-founder of TubeSift.com here. And today we have an awesome interview lined up. We're going to be talking all about the differences between Facebook ads and YouTube ads and breaking down some really awesome numbers. So our special guest is Mike Buontempo, and he is from Client Accelerators. He runs a really cool agency. So super stoked to have him on. Long story short, he posted a case study in a group that I'm part of, and I was like, dude, this is some amazing data, just what he has broken down. And so reached out to him and was like, hey, dude, can you come on you want to do a quick interview, break these numbers down? I know this is something everybody's going to be interested in. And he agreed. So thanks for coming out today, man. And if you want to, tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, and then we can kind of dive in. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. Yeah, my name's Mike Buontempo. I've been marketing online for a little bit over 12 years now. Dropped out of college, started running Facebook ads when I was about 19 years old, and then made my first $1 million from Facebook ads and fan pages in my first 2 years. And I've been doing it ever since. We actually launched our agency in June of 2018, and we've grown pretty quickly. We spend a little bit over $3 million a month on Facebook, YouTube, Google search, display, Snapchat, TikTok. We run a ton of different traffic sources. We mainly work with like high ticket webinars, book funnels. We do a lot of lead gen, all stuff like that. So.
Nice. And yeah, so that little case study you were sharing in that group, I know you're breaking down like the initial cost per lead versus Facebook versus YouTube. And then ultimately what really matters is the ROI, which I thought was a really cool way to break it down. Because a lot of people that I've seen, they're like, oh, my cost per lead is this much with Facebook. I'm like, yeah, that's great. But like, cost per lead doesn't really mean much. I mean, I'll pay $1,000 for a lead that I know is going to, give me $2,000 back. Like, I don't care. It's all about the ROI in the end. So I'd love if you could kind of share some of those numbers and break that case study down with us.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'll do is I'll just kind of share my screen and show the numbers like right here. So yeah, I mean, we run this high ticket webinar. They sell a $4,000 product over the phone, and then they have a $10,000 back end. We run Facebook traffic, YouTube traffic. We run search, display, and everything. But Facebook and YouTube are pretty much our two main drivers for this client. And as you can see, we did 223,545 webinar registrations from Facebook. And then we did 174,000 webinar registrations from YouTube. And the cost per registration on Facebook's actually, a lot lower than Facebook. I think I had it. So it's actually close to 32% higher on YouTube. So like you were saying, the average marketer is going to be like, oh, well, I'm paying essentially $6 more to reach, the same people, and that's not going to work and everything. But if you actually track throughout the whole funnel, like we do, you're going to see a better quality lead. Now, that has to do with the targeting. I think the targeting on Google is a lot better depending on, I think the income targeting is a lot more accurate. So, targeting the top 10 to 20% income earners, and then, targeting people that are in market for what you're actually selling. So like, let's just say you go on to Google and you start searching for, I want to get a mortgage. Google is going to place you into a bucket of being in the market for a mortgage right now. So if you're going to show an ad on, how to get a mortgage, that person's more likely to convert compared to somebody just scrolling Facebook and, they see something, they opt in. They might not be in the market for a mortgage right now. So, you could kind of see a lot of the stuff, and a lot of the stuff is, almost the same. The attendees to bookings is a lot higher, but the biggest thing that you see is the appointments to sales ratio, 7.1% versus 4.1%. And then essentially the lead to sales ratio is literally double, and the lead value is more than double. So, the ROI on Facebook, and now this is just front end ROI. This doesn't take into account the 10K, the other stuff they sell. So, this company's huge. They do anywhere from like $5 to $10 million a month in sales. This is just, one of the offers that they run. But so, 20% on an initial ROI on Facebook, which is, pretty good, at this scale. But if you look at YouTube, 121% ROI. Okay. It's incredible how much better YouTube is just overall, with the traffic that we drive. It's just the quality is just so much better, and we've seen this with multiple funnels, all across the board, and we get it from clients all the time. Oh well, YouTube's more money. Yeah, but if you actually track YouTube's quality, it's just a lot better. So
yeah, no, I mean, in those numbers prove it for sure. I mean, that's like 100% ROI more. You're literally getting that plus doubling your money. And I mean, that's like not a small, like that is at scale too. That was what, like 3.8 million in spend?
Yeah, well, actually, it was like 7.5 million in spend
Oh,
between
okay. Oh,
both of them.
total. But I meant just for YouTube.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
No.
3.8 million in spend. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
that's not like, oh, we just started running this thing. That's like after spending a significant chunk of change on that, which I think is awesome. So,
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, so I mean, obviously you guys are running some big numbers. Any tips you've got that you'd like to share with people that maybe, things that have been working well for you recently?
One of the things we actually have seen have worked very, very well is putting a testimonial at the start of the video has actually done very, very well. So, let's say you're selling a program on how to, do Amazon. And you could put together essentially you could add a testimonial video at the start of the actual thing. Hey, I worked with Justin, and I was able to source my first 3 products, and I sold 121 units in my first 32 days, and it was amazing, and blah blah. And then you actually go into the video, and then hey, I'm Justin, and you just met my student who did X, Z, and Y. Like, we've seen just adding testimonials at the beginning has really increased the CTRs, the opt-in rate, and lowered the CPL and the cost per booking big time.
So. Nice. Yeah, I actually started doing that a while back. I'll be like, hey, I want to show you how this person, I flashed their testimonial on the screen, was able to get this result after going through this training that I'm offering you for free, kind of thing. So I've noticed that as well. Another thing I noticed, and I don't know if you guys do this, but something that I've been doing with a consulting client is now that you can optimize for specific conversion actions, we've actually, instead of optimizing for registrations, we've been optimizing for booked calls. And we were actually able, so like higher level conversions we started optimizing for, and we were actually able to more than cut the cost per booked call in half by doing that. Same everything.
Yeah, I think Jeremy on my team, who's like one of my main YouTube buyer, he has done that. I don't actually have the data. So I know we've tried it. I don't actually have the data though.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be this one thing. It's just something I noticed. I was like, oh wow, like that was really cool. And it could be because, when we first started, we were trying a bunch of different things. We really figured out what was working, got a solid ad, all that kind of stuff. But that is something that I like how they're allowing you to do that now. So.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the other thing is with the Google Pixel takes a little bit longer to, dial in, but once you get it dialed in, man, it keeps, feeding you perfect people. So it's
definitely
great.
Cool. Well, I mean, I don't want to take up too much of your time. You already dropped a ton of awesome info for us. So would love to know, I'm sure there's other people that are watching this that would love to know how to get in contact with you. So, if somebody wanted to reach out, maybe schedule a consult or something like that, how would they go about getting in contact with you?
Yeah, so you could go to clientaccelerators.com. That'll redirect to a booking page, and you could essentially book a call with my team if you want us to, run your YouTube, Facebook, whatever ads you want us to actually run. We're a full service agency located in New Jersey. Everybody's in-house. We do the scripting, we do the tracking, the reporting, we run all the ads, we do it all. So yeah.
Nice. Cool, man. Well, thanks a bunch for your time, and yeah, thanks Tom for coming on. Really appreciate it, and love the detail in that tracking and just like really showing exactly what happens down funnel, not just like, hey, here's cost per lead. I think that's really important. A lot of people overlook that kind of thing. So
Yep, exactly. Thanks for having me on.
for sure, man.